I am a printmaker. That's what I predominantly work with. That's how I've got my name, through printmaking, but I also work with all sorts of art medium. It's, my passion is art, and so using that to speak to people and share, sharing is what art making is all about, really, whether it be you're sharing your soul or, sharing the processes, sharing the story. So art is my passion for communication, and I became a printmaker by looking for a way to make a living, basically, because I was trying to find that avenue in life, and I was working for a potter in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and she kind of helped me figure out the way to go to craft fairs and how to promote yourself, how to do all that kind of work. So I'm really grateful to her, and since then I've used printmaking as my method of making a living, and I've kind of become more of a teacher nowadays, now that I'm a little older and I kind of know the processes and everything. So I'm really passionate about teaching and sharing. I mean, I went to WV and studied to become an art teacher, and I subbed for about 10 years and never really had the desire to jump in all the way, because I had this other side of me who wanted to be an artist, and so it was always this tug and pull. But in the more recent times, I've managed to get the Ferry House running, and we are able to teach classes here. I think the most rewarding part is seeing somebody actually do it on their own, like separate from the workspace, taking what they learned here and applying it to their everyday life, where I'll get a message and they'll say, oh, look what I made, because I was inspired by that class. When I was trying to find my voice as an artist, I was living in places and I was meeting people, and so I went to Australia to learn how to do printmaking. I ended up getting a study abroad program, and I took a class over there, and it was block printing, and I felt very like, this is it. I felt the hair stand on end on my arms, and I just felt it deep, like this is what I'm going to do. And but my voice was still, I wasn't sure who I was, I wasn't sure. So I was meeting like Aborigine people there, and they were making amazing art, but they were Aboriginals, They were from Australia, they were, or even like African Americans. You see some good art by them, but they were like focused on their heritage, and that's who they were. And I was just like this white guy from America, and I'm like, what's my voice? So I'm originally from Johnstown, Pennsylvania, right, which is in the Appalachian Mountains. But I was like, I'm an Appalachian. I am from these mountains, so I got to look at my heritage and speak about that. And basically living here and spending time in the mountains here, and all the way down North Carolina, Georgia. It's all connected. That's kind of how I decided to make my voice the trees, the mountains, the flora, the people, the music. The music is big.